Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for you today, and it's not so much a video, it's more spreadsheet time. I know you all appreciate a good spreadsheet, but in all seriousness, at the end of this video, there'll be a timestamp. If you want to see what the new Wayne Manor layer henchmen look like, you can take a look there. They do preview them there. There has been some massive changes to the pet damage scaling. Sharon always kind of adjusts them to make sure that there's not like a go-to meta where there's multiple pets that are close to each other, so you guys have different options because there's a ridiculous amount of pets in this game. So what I want to show first is that it is now, as of the time of this release of the video, it's the Halloween seasonal, so you can get the Boo Utility Belt. So you're still technically, like on paper, the Boo Utility Belt is still the highest damage by far in the game. 341 scaling, that's about 347 CR. So 340, you might get to 342, but that's essentially what damage you're going to look at max CR. Just over 1.2 mil on 3 targets. But be mindful that it's not worth it to always summon it. It's only going to be like breaks in combat. So that's why if you really want to worry about it, save it to an armory, switch armories before like a boss fight or a break in a fight, and then summon them and go on your way. But that's just so you can know the updated numbers there. Now, in terms of henchmen, henchmen is where we saw a lot of changes. There is some henchmen. Primarily, the seasonal henchmen weren't working as intended. There are some of their special attacks weren't properly working, but now they are. So really, water golems was already one of the best on single target, but now it's kind of the clear favorite on AoE as well. The Thirsty Beastie morphs have the potential to be better. It all depends on whether or not you get a good sonic shout at the beginning, but they're not really consistent. Water golems are much more consistent, and that's where the Manor Layer henchmen land. So not too bad at all. Paradox Reaper is just behind that. So there's a massive drop off towards the older ones. So it's that we don't even crack 200k. How many pets? So there's only 12 henchmen that go over 200k damage, and there's probably another 30 that are below it. So that's your focus there. The other kind of tidbit here is if you weren't always aware, during a seasonal, doesn't matter, Halloween seasonal, summer seasonal, Valentine's seasonal, whichever, spring, the henchmen that are associated with that seasonal will get a damage increase. Not like why it says it in the description, but the description more seems like you're actually doing it in the actual seasonal event, but it's everywhere. So everywhere in the entire game right now, the creepy critters get a damage increase. You can see right now during a Halloween seasonal, they're about 253k average, and then if you're not in the Halloween seasonal, they're about 211. So they do get a pretty hefty increase in damage. That's why if you watch my previous video, like the trench henchmen, trench creatures were best on AoE because that was during the summer seasonal. Now, if it was like a spring one, the nature henchmen might be best. But that's just something to keep in mind. So if you do get the creepy critters, you can certainly use that during the seasonal if you don't have like the water golems or the beastie morphs, or you don't have the Manor Layer ones. So still a completely viable option. It's just during the seasonals. Single target wise, water golems were always the top. Nothing really changed. Freeze Groons, LexCorp's security robots actually jumped a big step. Henchmen aren't that best on that one. Same thing, creepy critters 227, so it's basically right behind water golems. So you can see how powerful that increase is. 227. The old creepy critters was 208. Now the changes to the pet system. Before it was Mother Box was a clear favorite. And now it's technically freeze drone. I mean, you can see from the differences, they're all really close. Like 740, 744, 746, 748. We're not talking giant differences between Father Box, Mother Box. Controlled Star saw a huge jump in damage. And then freeze drone. So freeze drone is survival mode only, so that most likely a lot of people don't have that. It was a lower round survival mode, so you might have it. But you're still perfectly fine using Mother Box still. And even then, Controlled Star was only 2k behind that. On the tier system for single target, the Atlantean Seahorse saw the biggest buff. So that is now ahead of Mother Box. But at the same time, 507, 510, 512. So it's not like giant differences. But if you wanted the best for single target now, it's not going to be Mother Box or Father Box. It's going to be Atlantean Seahorse. And then the Brainiac drone just behind that. But I mean, Father Box, Freeze Drone, and Mother Box, 507. And even Control Star is 506. So really, I mean, it's still a 6k difference, but at the end, a 6k difference is not that much over a span of 60 seconds. So that's about the changes there. I want to keep this kind of video short and sweet, to the point. And if you want to stay tuned for that preview of the Henchmen. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next video.